Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the 4 revenue levels of agency growth and what to do in each. So if you are from 0 to 10K per month in revenue, what should you be focused on? What should you be doing? And if you're from 10K to 30K per month, or 30K to 80K per month, or if you're over $1 million run rate already, what should you be focused on at each of those stages? So diving right in, if you are a sub 10K per month agency, number 1, know the service that you are selling very well. If you're an agency selling Google ads or SEO or any kind of paid ads management or content production, etc., know what you're selling very, very well and have conviction around it. Have conviction around the fact that if I bring on a client for this service, they're going to be better off for having hired me, and I'm going to do a really, really good job. Okay, so know your service very well. Number 2, find a fulfillment partner. Some people think to themselves, okay, once I get to 10K per month or 20K per month, then I can start to hire staff internally, or I can hire a white labeler or whatever. However you're going to fulfill your service, some people think they need to reach a certain revenue level first. Honestly, it's my opinion that if you can find a good white label partner, a good fulfillment partner, you can start outsourcing all the fulfillment from your very first client, okay? Check out the video on my YouTube channel that talks about how to find and vet and interview white label partners, and there's a lot of good resources and information in that video. Also comment below if you would like a referral to some really, really good ones that we happen to know, okay? Number 3, conversations per day. I tell any agency owner that is honestly below like 20K or 30K MRR, the number 1 metric you should be focused on is conversations per day. So wake up every single day and think to yourself, how can I have 5 conversations with business owners today? Business owners in my ideal target market, right? How can I have 5 conversations? If you don't have inbound lead flow coming in, how are you going to do it? Are you going to reach out to them via cold message? Are you going to cold email? Are you going to cold call? You got to reach out to them somehow, okay? So ask your friends and family for referrals, cold call, cold email, cold message, whatever. The thing is, you need to tell yourself, I'm not going to stop working today until I've talked to 5 business owners, period. And if 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock rolls around and I still haven't talked to 5 business owners, I'm going to pick up the dang phone and cold call some businesses, okay? So just get it in your mind. The main metric, the thing you need to think about every single freaking day is, how can I talk to X amount of business owners today? Conversations per day. That's the most important one if you are below 10K per month, okay? And I did have one more in this topic or in this revenue range. Dial in your offer and get good at sales. So on the back end of focusing on having conversations per day, having a bunch of conversations per day, doing those iterations, doing those reps, having a bunch of conversations will allow you to get good at sales, okay? It really is a numbers game in regards to getting better at sales, having a bunch of conversations and dialing in the way you talk about your service, dialing in the way you ask people about their business and try to extract from them their pain points and what they're really struggling with, and then offering them a service that can help them, okay? All of that is science, yes, but also very much an art, and it takes practice to make sure you're getting better and better at that over time, okay? So that was revenue range number 1, 0 to 10K. Know your service well, find a fulfillment partner, focus on conversations per day, and dial in your offer and get good at sales. I actually have a $39 agency sales mastery course rolling out legit within the next like 2 or 3 weeks. So make sure you keep an eye on my channel, subscribe, like it, notifications, whatever, because I'll be posting about it whenever that $39 course rolls out, okay? Next revenue range is 10K to 30K, okay? This is all about building out client acquisition systems. Now, you have to buy clients, period. You have to pay for clients. You're going to pay with your time, or you're going to pay with your money, okay? So whenever you get to 10K up to 30K, you need to be thinking about, how can I build out systems that will allow me to buy those clients, to acquire those clients? In my agency, the reason why we were able to scale up so quickly, we went from like ground zero to 70K per month in 11 months, is because we built out a paid advertising client acquisition system. We were using Facebook ads and Google ads to acquire clients at a profitable rate, and we were able to scale up our MRR very, very quickly. For every like $700 or $800 we spent on advertising, we were landing a client that paid us $2,500 or more, okay? So you can see how that can stack up very, very quickly. So start building out your client acquisition systems. It doesn't have to be paid advertising right out of the gate. It could be like cold email or, you know, whatever the latest and greatest guru is talking about nowadays. For me, paid advertising worked best, aka practicing what we preach, doing for ourselves what we do for our clients, you know, this whole advertising thing. So that's what worked best for me, but whatever's your jam, go for it, as long as you are building out client acquisition systems that are predictable and repeatable and consistent and scalable, okay? Make sure you are putting those in place. Number 2 in this revenue range is hiring an account manager. So 0 through 10K or 15K or whatever, you need to get fulfillment off your plate plate. That's number one. That's the first thing that has to go. But number two, like an account manager, okay? Once you get to, let's say 8, 10, 15 clients, you have to have someone that can handle the client communications and reporting and just general client babysitting, okay? I don't say that derogatory. Clients are awesome. We love our clients, but you have to have someone to do all the communications, because if you're just going back and forth with clients all day, every day through Slack or emails or whatever, like, when are you going to get anything done? You have to have someone dedicated to that, okay? So those are the things for 10K to 30K, building out client acquisition systems and hiring an account manager to get client communications off your plate. And so now we ramp up to the 30K to 80K per month range, or let's say 83K, up to that 7-figure run rate, okay? So 30K to 83K, it's really all about a few things, okay? Number one, starting to build out your sales team. Number two, starting to diversify the client acquisition channels. So we said from 10K to 30K, we're gonna build out a client acquisition channel, but now from 30K up to 7-figure run rate, 83K per month, we're gonna build multiple. We're gonna expand on that and make sure we're creating redundancies, okay? We have multiple client acquisition channels running, okay? And then also diversifying our client avatar, which a lot of the time means going down market, which also means diversifying your offer a bit. Now, let me elaborate on everything I just said, okay? If we're diversifying our client avatar by going down market, what do I mean by that? It means, let's say we are selling SEO and Google ads to roofing companies. I always use that roofing niche as an example. Let's say we're selling SEO and Google ads to them, and the offer is $2,500 per month for SEO and Google ads. Going down market is like creating a product offering or service for people who probably can't afford that $2,500 per month service yet. So now let's create like a $750 per month service. It could be like managing their Google guaranteed ads or managing a very low spend Google ads campaign. Something that is a product on a shelf that a lower ticket buyer could afford and implement. Now, obviously the goal for them would be they buy that thing, they use that thing, they profit from that thing, and then they roll some of the profits back into your main service because you've built up trust with them over time. Okay, that would be ideal. But long story short, we want to diversify that offer by maybe creating, again, more products on the shelf. So creating a lower ticket offer and maybe even a way higher ticket offer. So that way we can diversify the client avatar by either going down market, like I just mentioned, or even up market. So to recap, going from 30K up to 83K per month or a 7-figure run rate. Number one, building out your sales team, which I'm going to dive deeper into here in just a moment. Number two, diversifying your client acquisition channels. We don't want to rely on just one. We want to create redundancies. I had a terrible experience, which I talked about in a previous YouTube channel, about how I was only running Facebook ads and we were spending $1,000 a day on Facebook ads, but then our ad account got shut down. And so our one client acquisition channel getting shut down meant we weren't able to bring on any more clients. Like our revenue, our new client acquisition just came to a screeching halt, okay? So again, diversifying client acquisition channels, super important. And then lastly, in that range, diversifying your client avatar, up market, down market, and then also new offers to correspond with those new avatars. Okay, so now let's get into the 7-figure agency range. So now you're doing over 85K per month at least, or 90K, or maybe you're doing 6 figures per month. How do we grow from there? And this is where my company's at right now. We're doing well into the 6 figures per month, and we're implementing some of the things I'm talking about in this video into our business to continue scaling. Really, it all comes down to team building whenever you reach the 7-figure level, okay? By now, you should have one or more, probably more, dependable client acquisition channels. You should have fulfillment and account management completely off your plate as the owner, okay? You should probably have multiple offers and have a very proven out niche pricing structure and offer that you have been able to sell repeatedly, day after day, okay? So now we need to start building out the team and putting more people into this dependable, scalable system that you would have built up into this point, okay? So first things first, let's talk about recruiting and hiring. At this point in time, you're probably starting to recruit and hire more of these types of people, SDRs or setters, sales development reps, whatever you want to call them, people who are designed to either do cold outreach or work your pre-existing pipeline to set more appointments for your closers. And that's the next person I'm going to talk about, okay? Sales reps and closers. You're going to be recruiting and hiring these guys to remove you from the sales process, okay? One thing I didn't mention earlier is that whenever you're doing 0 to 50K per month or so, maybe 0 to 30K, you're going to be taking the bulk, if not all, of the sales calls yourself. You as the owner need to prove out your niche and your pricing and your offer and everything. But whenever you get to, for me, it was about 40K per month or so, you can put into place a sales rep so you can take some of your time back so you're not on sales calls all day. Okay, so whenever we get into the 7-figure range, now we're just trying to recruit more of those people. SDRs to work your pipeline, sales reps or closers to take all those calls for you so you can take a higher and higher quantity of calls and close more clients on a weekly basis without you having to be on the calls. And then account managers as well, okay? Recruiting and hiring good account managers. So like I mentioned earlier, you should really be hiring your first account manager whenever you get up to like 8, 10 clients or so to get all the communication off your plate. But as you scale up into 7 figures, you need to start hiring more account managers. And by this point in time, you should have their SOPs and their job description and the way they do things really, really dialed in. So now whenever you bring on a new account manager, you can either have the previous or pre-existing account manager train them up, or you are so good at managing account managers up until this point that you can very simply onboard them and walk them through the process of what it looks like to do that job and communicate with clients and keep clients happy at a high level, etc. Okay, so recruiting and hiring, SDRs, sales reps and closers, account managers. Really quick caveat to all this. This is all assuming that you have a fulfillment partner in place and you don't have to worry about positions like SEO and Google Ads specialists, head of product, project managers, etc. The way I grew my agency, I did drop servicing or white labeling, or I had fulfillment partners. So everything after cash collected was off my plate in terms of fulfilling the actual service. My white label partner did the Google Ads for the client, and they managed the project of getting all that stuff launched and everything, right? So whenever I say, hey, moving into 7 figures, you should be recruiting and hiring SDRs, sales reps, and account managers, a lot of people are going to hear that and think, well, you know, what about all the other positions? What about the fulfillment specialists and this and that? I only have to focus on sales reps and closers and SDRs and account managers and like the sales function and communication function side of things because I grew my agency in such a way to where all the fulfillment was taken care of. If you want more information about how I did that and the nuts and bolts, check out my YouTube channel, tons of videos on all of that. Next big topic in the 7-figure plus range is continuing to diversify client acquisition channels. So constantly be thinking of new angles and new ways to market your services, new partnerships, affiliate programs, brand building, organic content, opportunities to speak on stage at events that are filled with your ideal client avatar, trade shows. I've never done any trade shows, but you get the drift. You need to be thinking of new creative ways that you haven't done before to try to acquire clients, okay? Diversification amongst client acquisition channels will ensure that you never have that moment I talked about earlier where you're spending all your time and money on one client acquisition channel, and then for whatever reason, that client acquisition channel goes down the drain and you're left high and dry with no way to get new clients, which, by the way, if you're doing 7 figures in your agency and for whatever reason, client acquisition completely stops and dries up, that's bad because at a 7-figure rate, you are definitely going to be churning some clients each month. Maybe not every month, but you'll be churning some clients. So in order to offset that, of course, you need to be continuing to make new sales. So create redundancies by having multiple client acquisition channels, okay? That covers it today, guys. 0 to 10K conversations per day and know your service well and try to start getting good at sales. 10 to 30K, build out a client acquisition system that you can scale, that is dependable, and probably hire your first account manager. 30 to 85K per month, building out a sales team, diversifying those client acquisition channels, and diversifying the client avatar and offer as well. And then there's the $1 million annual revenue. This is all about team building, like I said. Also, you becoming a solid leader and developing your leadership chops. So that way, as you recruit and hire SDRs, reps, account managers, service specialists, if you have in-house fulfillment, etc., you know how to lead and manage them and motivate them, okay? And then also continuing to diversify client acquisition channels. All those things are extremely important to continue that growth that we all want, okay? I hope this video was educational. I hope it helped out in some way for your business. If you want me to talk about any specific topics in regards to agency growth and sales, comment below and let me know. Again, subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.